What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nice No One coming guys another video. Coming at you guys with my Eagles Commanders Week 4 preview. So the Eagles coming to this game defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday night. They are 3-0. They coming to this game playing the Washington Commanders for the first time this season. First 1 o'clock game for the Eagles this year. The first of two 1 o'clock games they have against Washington. First division game for the Eagles, and they will be at home. They will be hosting the Washington Commanders, and this is going to be a good test for the Eagles. Division rival, a team that's actually not doing too bad this year. They were 2-0 prior to last week, the Washington Commanders. So a good little test for the Eagles. The Eagles were tested when it came to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin last week. This week they're going to be challenged as well by Jamison Crowder, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. These wide receivers for the Commanders are definitely no slouches, So if you guys remember last year, the Washington gave the Eagles their first loss. The Eagles at that point were like 8-0, if I'm not mistaken. 8-9-0, I can't remember for sure, but they were undefeated at that point, and they lost their first game of the season that last year against Washington. Let's not make that a repeat. Let's get the job done on Sunday. But the keys to victory in this game are always the same. It's always the same keys. It starts with the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. I preach that every game because those guys are truly the ones that set the tone for each game. So offensive line, they're going to be challenged today in this game because the defensive line of Washington is pretty darn good. You're talking about guys like Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Pretty darn good defensive line that the Eagles are going up against. Darren Payne, another one. So offensive line, which I believe we have the very best offensive line in the league, they're gonna have a little bit of a challenge here. Like I said, a pretty good defensive front by Washington, So offensive line has got to protect Jalen Hurts. They got to give Jalen Hurts enough time to scan the field, look down that field, and find his targets. Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and so. Got to give Jalen Hurts his time to find his receivers. The running game has gotten much better here in the last 2 weeks. We barely ran it in week 1 against the Patriots. The last 2 weeks, DeAndre Swift has had back-to-back 100-yard games. He has proven to be a great pickup by the Eagles. He looks very comfortable behind his offensive line. And, get that running game going. Get that running game going. Try to wear down this defensive line of Washington. That will open up things in the passing game, because now that you're running the ball, and if you're running it successful, if the DeAndre Swift and Gainwell, those guys are running the ball successful, that will force them, the Washington's defense, to have to respect the run game, which then you can exploit their defense with the passing game. The play action to Dallas Goedert, and then of course, going downfield and finding Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. I really do think we can exploit this secondary. The secondary is not particularly the strongest, the Washington secondary. So I definitely do think that Jalen Hurts can exploit this secondary. I think he can. I think numbers wise, he could definitely have his best game of the year against the secondary. So offensive line, the trenches, man. Got to open up the running lanes for the running backs. Got to protect Jalen Hurts, giving him time to look down the field and find his targets. On defense, like I said earlier, the Eagles are going to be challenged when it comes to wide receivers. Jamison Crowder, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, pretty darn good receiving tandem. Terry McLaurin in particular last year was a thorn in our sides in that first matchup with Washington. Got to make sure that we got him covered. James Bradbury, Darius Slay, of course Reed Blankenship in the secondary. Everybody has to do their job. Everybody. We got to make sure that these guys are accounted for. We have to. It's, like I said, it starts with the trenches. Got to make sure that we are getting the pressure on Sam Howell. Sam Howell is only his second year. still relatively inexperienced quarterback. If we can get the pressure to Sam Howell, then we can make it a long day for them. We definitely can. Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, big man Jordan Davis, who has been a monster when it comes to stopping the run. Defensive line has got to get there. They got to get there, and they got to get the pressure on Sam Howell. Got to try to make him as uncomfortable as possible in the pass game. As uncomfortable as possible in the pocket in general. When it comes to their running back, I'm very confident that we can stop their running game. Our run defense has been stout, absolutely stout, with guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox. Those guys have been great stopping the run. Antonio Gibson is their their running back, Washington's running back. Take away his running lanes, stuff him in the backfield. If we do that, and then we force Sam Howell to try to beat us with his arm, then we got Washington exactly where you want them at. You want them to become very one-dimensional offensively, forcing Sam Howell to have to try to win the game with his arm. If we do that, then we win the game. I'm very confident that we can take away the running game and we can contain Sam Howell in the passing game. Special teams. Jake Elliott has been nearly perfect this year. Definitely him to continue to kick very well. We gotta obviously finish drives on offense. That's been one of the frustrating parts for me. We have to finish drives. We get to the red zone a lot of times and then the drive stalls. Got to be more efficient when it comes to drives. But back to special teams. When he's called upon, Jake Elliott has been pretty much money this year, and we need him to continue to be great kicking the ball. Now, Britton Covey, when it comes to his punt returns, last week he had a much better week. A much better game. I've been a big critic of him returning punts, but he had a very good game last week. He had a couple good punts there that set the Eagles up in good field position. I've been critical of him, but I have to give props for props as due. Keep it up, Britton Covey. Keep it up. Yeah. So hopefully he has yet another big day that can help out our offense by putting them in good field position. Definitely, that'd be very much appreciated. Yeah. So it's all three sides of the ball have to do their job: offense, special teams, defense. Everybody do their job, and if we do that, Eagles should get this win. My prediction is the Eagles are gonna win this game by a score of 28-20. That's my score prediction. 28-20 is my score prediction. I think the Eagles will get the job done, and they will move to 4-0 on the season. But yeah, there you have it. There's my Eagles and Washington preview. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, go Birds. Spunky Nights and One's out of here. Fly, go fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.